Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is another indicator edition of Fight Club where we discuss the No Nonsense Forex Trade Assistant. Now if you haven't seen this before, it is this yellow tool that you probably see on my charts all the time, every day in fact. What it lets us do is with the click of a button, it will layer in some buy or sell positions. We can close our open positions, we can move our stops to break even, as well as a bit of information here such as the ATR of the current chart. You can see here the ATR is currently 50 pips over a 14-day period. It shows us the current spread, which is at the moment fluctuating a little bit, but it's about 2 points or 0.2 of a pip up to 0.4 and around it goes. The current candle time of the open daily candle, so 11 hours and 51 minutes to go, as well as our P&L of each trade that we have in there. So when we click the buy button like so, it actually puts two trades in, and you can see here P&L of trade 1, P&L of trade 2. We've done it like that so that when you get to your ATR take profit, you don't have to modify an existing trade. It will just close trade 1, which is 50% of your total position, and it will allow you to then pull your stop to break even and follow the trend as far as you can. Now it doesn't have trailing stops built into it just yet. We're waiting for VP on that one before we do anything with that. So if we want to have a look here, our take profit is, my measurement's not great, but 50 pips ish. And then if we look at our stop loss, can't quite line it up, 70, yeah, 72, 73, which is 1.5 of the 50 pips, very close to it. So that lets us, one click buy, one click sell. So we just wait, watch our algo, wait for a trade position or a trade entry signal to come, click a button, and then that's it. You don't have to do anything else. Now you don't have to have this open all the time, so I could go to another chart. It will refresh. Now there's nothing on this chart at the moment, so you can see there's no trades. It just gives us a signal of 0. When we come back, those trades are still there. It still updates this info panel. So it's a pretty cool tool. So we can close all, bang, it will close out those positions. Now it has some really cool features, extra features I might add on top of the No Nonsense Forex method. So let's have a quick look. So we can ask for confirmation. So if you've got a quick trigger finger or something like that and you're worried that you might accidentally hit a button, well, we can try that. We'll turn it on and it will pop up. Sorry, it popped up on another screen, but it'll pop up. Do we want to open a buy position? Yes, we do. And there we go. Or we can close. It'll give us a pop-up. Do you want to close all positions? Yes, we do. So that's handy if you're new to the tool, you're a bit of a beginner, and you want those confirmations. You can turn them on and off. Personally, I have them off. We also have a fixed lot size instead of a risk percent. So if this is set to false, our maximum risk is set at 2. Obviously we can have it at 1 or we can have it at 5, depending on where you want it. 2 is our risk. But just if we said, right, for some reason I want to trade at 0.1 lots, it will open 2 trades of 0.1 for us. So you're nominating the position size rather than letting the risk calculation work it out for you. It's not recommended. We don't recommend you do it, but it is there for those people that are a bit more advanced and like to play around with that. Now, there's a bit of a slippage protection in here. What that means is, say you've clicked the button, but price has moved a certain amount of distance before that order gets processed, then it'll say, well, it's moved 5 pips or I'm not sure, pips or points away from where you had clicked the button, and it won't put the order in. So you can make that whatever you want. That's entirely up to you. The take profit ATR multiplier is obvious. We have a take profit of 1. We can, if we want, and we don't recommend this, but we can say, well, our trade 2, I'd like that to get out at 2 times the ATR. So you'll have one trade at 1 ATR, second trade at 2 ATR. If you want to do that, you can do that. So if we do an experiment you can now see we have 2 different evenly spaced ATRs, take profits here. So that's what that feature does. If you didn't want to, for instance, trail down an entire trend, you just wanted to get out there, you can do that. So again, it's entirely up to you if you want to do that. We at No Nonsense Forex, and I say we in the royal we, as in not endorsed by VP at all, say don't do that. Our stop loss ATR multiplier 1.5. That is VP's method. We don't stray away from that, but if you really wanted to, you could make it 2 times the ATR or something crazy. Don't do it. Stick with the rules. Next, we've got the break-even pips above the entry. Now, what that means, I'll give you a quick example. I can't actually do it because I'd have to get onto a moving currency in it. It's pretty dead at the moment. But say we bought it, okay, and then our price came up here somewhere. We hadn't hit our take profit yet, but we're far enough up that we're going to say, oh well, I'm going to lock in some profit. I want to, you know, I don't want to wait for it to hit that. I'm going to lock it in. So you could click this button, move to break even, and that will snap these stop losses up to the break even, plus whatever the value is that you've added there. So here we've got a break even pips above entry of 5, so it will move the price to break even plus 5 pips. Now that's entirely up to you. You can put whatever you want in there, try and allow a little bit of wiggle room to cover, you know, maybe spreads or maybe some swaps or commissions, whatever you want to do there. So I just leave it at 5, but you can have whatever you want. Magic numbers, if you don't know what they are, it just locks this trade, these trades I should say, to the Trade Assistant. So if we go to another chart and put a different magic number in, when I'm controlling those currencies on that chart, it won't affect these trades at all. The last thing you want to do is, for instance, maybe have something else, another trade, just a manual trade, not run by the No Nonsense Forex, on AUD CAD. Alright, and then you, for whatever reason, hit close all here. If the magic numbers were the same, you would close other positions at the same time, and you don't want that. So keep your magic numbers unique and to what you're doing. Now, this little one here, your account currency symbol. It's a pretty cool feature. One of the guys on the No Nonsense Forex Discord server said, well, I'm not a dollar trader, I'm a euro or a yen trader or something like that, and it's specifically talking about this little dollar sign here on these values. So that says a dollar sign, but if he's a euro or something else, I don't know if it'll let me change it to just a random character. I'll try that. And it has. So we've got ourselves a hash mark here for our currency. It doesn't really matter. It's literally just for aesthetic purposes. It makes no difference at all. So you can just put whatever you want on there. Dollar sign. Show profit in pips instead of dollars. So again, we're talking about this here. This is showing a currency pips. Currency in dollars, profit and loss. But if we want to say, well, I want to see how many pips I am on this trade, you can change that, and it'll say, right, well, we're down because it's red instead of positive is green. We're total down 1.2 pips, 1.4 pips. So it's just adding these up. Now these might not, they're usually exactly the same, but for whatever reason they might be slightly out if when you click the button and the time that your orders were executed by your broker, that's where your slippage comes in. So we've copped a little bit of slippage here, but not a lot, so it doesn't really matter. But it shows you the total amount of pips that you are in profit or loss. Not really a big deal. I like to keep it on on dollars, that is literally just personal preference. Now the rest of these here are self-explanatory. I'm not going to go over them. It's literally move the menu up and down, left and right, the actual color scheme of these. So if I wanted to say, right, well, I want my buttons to be red for some reason, bang. So we've customized our buttons to be red. We don't really want that, but you know, we can do that. So if you've got like a nice fancy template or a color scheme here that you're really fond of and you want the Trade Assistant to blend in with that, then go for it. You just change it here. Lastly is the ATR period. That's where we get our measurement from, and it's 14. We always leave it at 14. That's the nominated value by VP in the No Nonsense Forex method. And that is about it. So we do have another little tool up here which we can hide the info panel if we don't want to see that anymore. Maybe you don't like it, just click that. You just have the buttons there and you pop it back when you're ready to go. Now one thing that is important to mention with this tool is that you can see here this hasn't updated yet. Alright, that is because for whatever reason the broker hasn't issued a new tick, a new data tick on this symbol. This needs to wait until it receives a new tick before it will update. So some pairs, some symbols, they update faster than others. There's nothing to worry about if you're on a symbol or something and it's a slow period, there's no price changes or anything like that. It may take a few seconds for this to update. Don't panic. It is normal. It's just the way that this is designed to work. And that, I believe, is about that for the No Nonsense Forex Trade Assistant. Now, what I'll also show you is this comes packaged with a beautiful document that explains everything, and I mean everything, that's in this Trade Assistant. It's got full instructions. It tells you everything that you need to know, all the info panel details, as well as all the settings with a brief explanation of what the settings do. It shows you how to install it if you're unsure on how to install it. It shows you how to activate auto trading. It shows you what to look for if you are trying to get it to work and it doesn't work with the smiley face or the grumpy face. It shows you the settings you need to do in MT4 to make it work, as well as just some notices and things like that. So and a change log here that when we started logging the changes, you can see incremental fixes and improvements as the tool has been developed. So I hope that we have answered all your questions, and I hope you guys enjoy using this. This is free on the No Nonsense Discord server. Please don't ask for the source code. A lot of work's gone into developing this, so it's issued free as it is, but we won't give out the source code, so I apologize for that. Now, that is all we have time for today. I hope everyone enjoyed that and got some benefit from it. If you did like that, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It could really help me, and I will see you all again on the next video. Cheers.